They said no one could speak to the moon. But one night, in the quiet hills of Nsambe, a young girl did. And what the moon told her changed the destiny of an entire village forever. Sit close, my child. Let the fire warm your heart. For tonight, I shall tell you the story of the girl who spoke to the moon. Night in Nsambe was a poem, written in silver light and sung by the crickets. The wind moved like an old spirit through the tall trees, whispering secrets to anyone who cared to listen. The moon hung above the hills like a wise elder, calm, round, and watching. Every evening, when the chores were done and the fires burned low, the villagers would gather beneath the great baobab tree. There, the elders would tell stories that carried the memory of the land, the heartbeat of the ancestors, and the wisdom of those who walked before. But there was one story they never told. A story whispered only by the old and remembered only by the stars. The story of Ayen, the strange girl who once spoke to the moon. Oh, my children, listen carefully, for this tale is not just of mystery, it is of truth, faith, and the power of gratitude. Long ago, before your grandmother's grandmother was born, there lived a young girl named Ayen. She was born on the night of the harvest moon, when the sky was painted gold and the drums of celebration echoed through the valley. But even as a baby, Ayen was different. While other children cried, she would stare at the moon in silence, as if she knew its language. When the moon was full, she would laugh. When it waned, she would hum soft songs that no one else understood. The villagers often said, "That child carries something strange. The moon spirit follows her." Her mother, a gentle woman named Amina, would smile and say, "Leave her be. Some children are born to walk between worlds." Ayen grew with a quiet strength, graceful, thoughtful, and always listening. She would spend her nights by the river, her reflection rippling beside the moon's, whispering softly into the water. Once, her friend Nduka asked, "Ayen, who do you talk to when everyone sleeps?" She smiled faintly and said, "I talk to the moon. It listens better than people do." And though her words made others laugh, the moon above always seemed to shine brighter when she spoke. Then, one year, the sky forgot to rain. The sun burned without mercy. The crops shriveled and died. The river, once proud and full, shrunk into a dusty scar upon the land. The drums of joy grew silent. Children's laughter faded. And hunger began to whisper in every home. The elders gathered at the village square, their faces carved with worry. They offered sacrifices, goats, yams, palm wine, but the gods gave no answer. They sang the songs of the ancestors, but even the wind refused to dance. And one night, when the moon rose red like a bleeding eye, the chief declared, "The spirits have turned their backs on us. We are cursed." The people wailed. But Ayen sat quietly by the edge of the dying river, her eyes reflecting the sorrow of the heavens. As she sat there, something stirred within her, a stillness, like the pause before rain. And from that stillness, came a whisper. "Ayen." It was not the voice of man. It was deep and soft, like water flowing through stone. Her heart trembled. She lifted her eyes to the sky. "Who speaks to me?" The moon shimmered, its light swelling, pulsing like a living heart. And then she heard it again. "Child of the earth. I am the moon you always speak to." Ayen's eyes widened. The moon was speaking to her, truly speaking. "Why have you come to me, great moon?" she asked. And he replied, "Because your heart still listens. Your people have forgotten the balance of giving and taking. They harvest without thanking, drink without honoring, live without gratitude. The earth is silent because no one listens anymore." Tears welled in Ayen's eyes. "What must we do? Please, tell me how to make things right." And the moon said, "At dawn, climb the hill of echoes. Carry a bowl of clear water, the last from your river. When the sun rises, pour it upon the stone of remembrance. There, Promise the earth that your people will live with gratitude once again. And then the moon's light dimmed, retreating into the clouds. The whisper faded, leaving only the sound of her heartbeat, strong and steady in the night. At dawn, Ayen ran to the elders and told them everything, the voice, the message, the command. But instead of hope, her words brought laughter. The moon spoke to you, they mocked. Child, hunger has made you see visions. Even her mother trembled, torn between belief and fear. Ayen, the people will call you cursed. Do not anger the spirits. But Ayen's spirit burned with quiet certainty. If the moon spoke, I must obey. That morning, while the village still slept, she filled a small wooden bowl with what little water remained in the river. Her bare feet touched the earth gently as she began to climb the hill of echoes. The hill was steep, lined with sharp stones that cut her feet, but she did not stop. She sang softly to keep her courage alive. The moon remembers, the earth forgives, the child believes. When she reached the summit, the first ray of dawn kissed the horizon. The world was silent, holding its breath. She placed the bowl on the ancient stone of remembrance and knelt. "O earth," she whispered. "Forgive us. We have eaten your fruit but forgot to bless your roots. We have taken your water but forgot to thank the river. We have lived from your breath but forgot to say thank you. Today, we remember." As the sun rose fully, a soft wind circled her, warm and alive. Then the bowl shattered, not into shards, but into light, it scattering into the air like fireflies. And at that very moment, the wind grew strong, the clouds gathered, and thunder rumbled across the sky. The rain came. Heavy. Wild. Holy. The people of Nsambe ran into the streets, dancing, crying, lifting their faces to the heavens. The earth had forgiven them. The moon had kept its word. And the girl who spoke to the moon had restored balance to the land. When the rain stopped, the land woke again. The fields turned green. The river sang louder than ever. And gratitude returned to every home. The elders bowed before Ayen and said, "We mocked you, but the moon spoke through you. From this day, you are the daughter of the moon." They declared a festival, the Night of Gratitude, to be held every harvest moon. From that time onward, no one began a meal, a journey, or a harvest without first lifting their hands to the sky and whispering, "Thank you." Ayen never asked for glory. She continued to sit quietly by the river, speaking softly to the moon. And sometimes, if you listen closely on nights when the moon is full, you can hear her song carried by the wind. A reminder that gratitude is the bridge between man and the divine. My children, listen well. When the heart forgets gratitude, even blessings become heavy. The moon does not speak to every ear, only to the ones still humble enough to listen. The earth gives life to those who respect her. And the spirit world opens its secrets only to those whose hearts are pure. He who remembers his source will never run dry. Let us never forget, the simplest prayer is thank you. And so ends the tale of Ayen, the girl who spoke to the moon. A story of faith, humility, and the power of remembering where life comes from. This is Moonlight Tales Africa, where every story holds a lesson. Beneath the moon. Full moon.